truly believe the city and the Commonwealth spoke for itself yesterday, and therefore the athletes can speak to that today. You came in, you couldn't help but see that our staff is still working outside and inside. Thank you to the Boston Athletic Association staff. They're in the back of the room there. Look at them. I love it. I love that. I love the way you are grouped. We had a nice, really special pre-race dinner at the finish line the other night, and that spirit of enthusiasm and positivity about what we were doing was apparent. Everybody spoke, especially our newer staff spoke. It was a great way to go into Monday morning. Thank you to our Board of Governors, represented right now by Peter Brown and Michael O'Leary. Sherry Blauett, our board chair, has been unwavering in her support of all that we're doing. She is still working right now. She's going to try to make it into this room, but she's I'm sure she'll be here before it concludes. But thank you to our B.A.A. Board of Governors for just supporting us and guiding our way in our mission for what we stand for. Thank you. In Bank of America, it was when it's our second year. First year we were getting our feet under us, and the second year they said, what can we do for you? What can we give you the power to do? And I said, well, how about the power to deliver to the world our vision for what this fantastic event stands for, help us spread the word, help us tell the story in a way that is hard for us to do. You've seen all around town, you can't not see this Find a Runner program, and you have to stop and think about it, like find your runner. And first time you see it, second time you see it, like, wow, it really resonates. I think when you realize that everyone in the field does have their story, does have their reason to run. We were earlier this morning, we've had a few events already this morning, and our 4 champions, you could see it in their eyes. I'm anxious to hear from you in a couple of minutes, but I know that each of you have your own motivations, stories, surprises, senses of satisfaction that leads to a deep, meaningful connection to this race, to sport, to each other, and I just wanted to say thank you for being Boston. Um, 28,462 finishers from 129 countries in all 50 states. Marcel is 8th. Susannah, again, I'm not going to say it was a miracle. You can say it was a miracle. It's not a miracle. Maybe it was a miracle. I don't know. You'll tell that story. Let her, John, Jimmy, someone else can ask her about her word miracle when she comes up or after it's all over, but I don't think so. Sharon, to smash the course record, not establish a new record, but to smash by so much. And John's incredible story, his bib, right? There's a few stories to tell on the day after, but during a certain point in the race we saw, let's see, John's out front, something's missing, but he's being recorded. Let's go back and find out what happened. And so the video quickly showed him trip and go back, grab that number. You can pretty clearly see the pins ripped off There's one left on that. Grabbed it, tucked it away. After the finish line, he showed his scuffed up hands where he had fallen and produced the bib with the timing chip on the back of it, a timing chip tag on the back of it. And you can be sure that a little bit like Des Linden's jacket, famous jacket from the 2018 Boston Marathon in the rain, this bib will be a big part and story for our history, and will be in our exhibition museum archive for forevermore. Thank you, John, for giving us that. It means a lot to us with a race that is so steeped in history and the stories. 90 only can happen with the 8 cities and towns and 9,750 volunteers. The medical team was, thank you, Shari, I appreciate you making your schedule so that you could be here this morning. I made a couple of marks early, but thank you for joining us. I know you have a really tight schedule. The businesses were phenomenal. The cooperation from the 8 cities and towns. I'll tell something very, very briefly that I was walking with someone, maybe Sabrina, the other day to the expo, and we saw the City of Boston's Public Services and Streets Department out there cleaning, fixing, repairing things that looked good to me. Pretty good to me, but they were improving on it. It was just one demonstration that we saw all season long of how everyone comes together because they have so much pride in this event. And we are truly, the Boston Athletic Association is truly appreciative of the way everyone comes together to produce this event. We don't take it for granted one bit. Getting back to the medical, and Stephanie Walsh, our lead medical coordinator who coordinates our medical team of doctors and almost 2,000 person staff, reported this morning we had 1,543 medical encounters with 37 athletes being taken to the hospitals. That was a combination from our finished tents, right at the Copley Square area, and also from on the course. That's about normal. She'll be available. And I think the city, we came together to meet the moment. And I'm so proud to play a small part of this. And
thank you all for being with us this morning. Let's start with you. You've had time overnight to reflect a little bit on your incredible 8th win at the Boston Marathon. What are your biggest takeaways from yesterday? Your biggest takeaways from yesterday?
My biggest takeaway from yesterday is that it was just an incredible day. The whole day, all in all, it was really fantastic. Not only with the win, definitely the highlight, but the experience all in all was just an amazing, as every year. And I would really like to take the opportunity to thank Jack, Marahthon, all the B.A.A. team, the sponsors, the volunteers. Thank for the support and make us such a great experience every year. It's just fantastic. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Susannah, American champion, your second time as an American champion. Can you explain to us what it means to represent the home nation and on such an iconic moment with it being the 50th anniversary of the wheelchair race?
Yeah, I think that for me, to be here on the 50th, as a wheelchair champion, as a female, I think Boston has such a long history of really empowering individuals of all backgrounds, all abilities, all languages, to do what I think is the most important aspect of our sport, uniting us, allowing us to get the most out of ourselves. And so to get to do that, to truly get so much out of my body that I didn't know it was in there, I think is kind of a reflection of that. And hopefully can express like how much power there is in the sport, especially the legacy that Boston has.
You're an incredible role model for the future athletes here as well, Susannah. Sharon, second place last year. You turned the tables on Helen this year. How does it feel to wake up this morning as the Boston Marathon champion with a new course record?
Feels great, honestly. It's an honor to win here. It's just been a dream to come out here and compete, and just to be here and win, and with a new course record. I'm just grateful, and I'm grateful for the support. I'm grateful for BA for inviting me, and just being here. Everything just felt so perfect from the get-go. So honestly, like, grateful and happy.
Congratulations. And John, we've seen some great images in the media this morning of you with your brother Wesley. What does it mean for you and your family today for you to have taken the win yesterday?
For me, basically, I think home is happy. People at home are happy. All my brothers, when they did yesterday, I think they did about 10. They were celebrating in the roads and singing. So, but I think we are happy as a Korir family. And we're happy for Boston. Boston is a good place to start. After me winning Chicago, my dream was come here and do it, and my dream has come true, so I'm happy and we are enjoying it.
You dream.
Me, Tori, Boston Globe. Susannah, we all heard you right after the race say yesterday that it was a miracle. With 24 hours to reflect on it, does it still feel like a miracle to you?
Honestly, I felt like just kind of like really, my faith is really a big part of who I am, what helps give me energy and strengthen me, and I really did. I prayed a lot in that race yesterday, and I really felt so empowered, and it was incredible. I never would have dreamed of passing Catherine de Brunner, and so I still really feel like it was such a blessing to have had the strength I had yesterday, and so really my reflection just makes me just more and more grateful. Marni.
So I have a question about, for all of you, was there something unique or different that you did in your training this year that positioned you for success to win the race?
For me, what made me this year, I think I was really more training uphill and downhill. That's what made me.
For me, I worked on more confidence and just trusting myself on those last kilometers, like towards the end. So it was just like building that confidence and just to be able to trust myself and trust that I can kick it all the way through.
For me, I try to keep my training routine similar than last year or other years. Of course, we do some specific training, especially here for Boston, a lot of uphill training.
Susannah, do you have anything to add?
I think adding the uphill, as many uphills as we can in Illinois is what we really focus on for Boston.
So I have a follow-up question about the uphill. So are you doing strength training, or are you actually doing the hills, or both?
We do a combination of both.
Okay.
Yeah, both strength training and hill climbing and resistance training indoors.
John, after winning Chicago, flatter course, what made you decide to come to Boston instead of another flat course maybe that might play to your strengths, or so we thought?
Boston was in our mind. Last year we came here in Boston, but it didn't make it. So say let's go this year and try it, and we will make it.
My question is for Marcel. Marcel, we know that you had a race in 2023 where you did a 1:17, and this time you still won, but the time was not as fast. So my question is, what was different? Because the weather conditions seem to have been similar.
it's a very good question, and I still have to analyze yesterday's competition, see the details, and see the timings. I don't know. I think maybe the wind conditions was maybe a little bit different. I'm not sure. Also, I think as soon as I recognize that I am not in course record time, maybe I went not full speed like I go for course record. Maybe that's also a reason.
So Jan, you not only won yesterday, but you also showed resilience. So my question to you is, what next for you?
For me now, I don't know. I'm still now is to enjoy and relax. Then all I left it is to my manager and see where he will put me next. Where he put me next, that's what I do.
Perhaps the 10K.
And then Barbara. I like the relaxed bit, John. That's important to start with. Relax and celebrate.
Hi, I have a question for both Sharon and for Susannah. First, Sharon, did you suspect that Helen was going to go at that 1 mile to go mark again, right where she went last year? You seemed so ready for it.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna come at some point, so I just wanted to be ready. And you know, I before we got there, I tried to kind of push it and see how it goes. But yeah, like she did try, but then I was like, just you know, you've practiced this in training so many times, so just stay with her and you know, just keep getting stronger and just keep pushing and see how it goes. But yeah, she's a really good competitor, so I knew it wasn't not gonna be easy. So.
And Susannah, you called your win yesterday a miracle. But you've won other races before. You've won here before. What made yesterday a miracle to you?
Really, I again go back to I was really praying in that race and I felt so much strength. And I wouldn't say, maybe I shouldn't say it the other times too. But I did feel really like yesterday was a gift, as have been other races in the past.
Okay, if there's no final questions, we do have one more important piece to recognise and invite Jack back on the stage. We'd like to celebrate Sharon Lokedi's course record with a special memento.